I'm your huckleberry.
This is the Smoking Guns Podcast.
No G with a Z, P-O-D. This is the Smoking Guns Podcast. We are back. This is Leo Yamas. Once again, we are one short, no Philip Higginbotham, but I have my beautiful co-host podcast sister here, RC Woods.
Hello, beautiful people. How are you? We missed you.
Yes, certainly. It has been an interesting week, and we are back to kind of touch base a little bit, talk about the events of the week, and a little bit of what to look forward this week, and the sad to say final game of the 2024 season of our San Antonio Gunslingers. RC, the season has gone by in a flash. Our first season with the IFL. What are your feelings going into the last and final week of the season with our Gunslingers?
It's like a double-edged sword. Super excited for the last game. Super excited about tailgating, but there's a part of me that is still sad that the season is ending. We've made some great accomplishments. The team, I think, has definitely come together. I love that we have a practice facility. I love all the sponsors from San Antonio and the surrounding areas that have contributed to the food, to the advertising, to the promoting of the team. I think we can only go up from here. However, I'm going to miss my family, my gunslinger family, and the six shooters, and everything that comes with the whole organization of the Gunslingers. But I know that we have a lot of work to do, and so I'm excited about that. But I'm just very thankful, and I feel very blessed to be part of definitely this podcast, but also being part of the Gunslingers, part of the six shooters, and part of this team and organization and community that has been able to make some very successful gains this year. How about you, Leo?
Yeah, for sure. I would just echo the sentiment. I think that, you talked about the Gunslingers organization and the people and the family that the people you consider family. Well, I can say one thing for certain: they will not be far. They will be around. They will be, as soon as this season is over, I'm sure that they're going to take a well-deserved break, because we can't even begin to describe or imagine everything that these individuals put themselves through to make this season possible. So hopefully they're going to take a little bit of a break, but it won't be too long, and they will be back planning for season 2025. James Palmer chiming in a moment ago. The only sad part about this weekend is it being the last game. Couldn't agree more. There's lots to be excited about, lots to be thankful for, and lots to look forward to coming this weekend. You mentioned and touched on it, RC, with your comment a little while ago. You mentioned you were excited about tailgating.
That's right.
That's something we haven't been able to say so far this season, something that we're going to be able to do this coming weekend at the Freeman Coliseum, July 20th. Game time kickoff is just after 6 p.m. as normal, 6:05 p.m. I believe it is. But the San Antonio Gunslingers have set up with the Freeman Coliseum, made arrangements with them where fans will be able to tailgate for this game, which is not something that's really been done in the past. We had last season, I don't know if you remember, RC,
maybe one or two games.
There was a small kind of tailgate over in one corner of the Freeman off to the side that was kind of fenced in, and a couple of tents and a seating area and a place where you could buy drinks and food. But for those of us that are familiar with like the Brahmas tailgates, the UTSA Roadrunners tailgates and the tailgates that we've done at the Alamo Dome in the past. That's not the real true tailgating experience. But the goal for this is to actually do more of that and more of what we're used to seeing when you think of the term tailgate. So
Right.
definitely looking forward to that. And a lot has gone into this, and I have a little bit of information. I don't even
Woohoo!
know honestly if I'm supposed to divulge this or not, but I don't think it should be a big secret. And I think, in fact, people need to know so that people can plan accordingly and be on your best behavior. And not that San Antonio fans aren't normally, but this is kind of going to be a trial run where the
Ooh.
Freeman Coliseum is actually considering that this may be something more than just a one-time thing. I mean, obviously it's a one-time thing for this season,
Hmm.
but if it goes well and we all behave ourselves and are the best fans that we can be in the tailgating experience, and we have fun, we have a great time, and we don't leave a mess, and we pick up after ourselves and do
Oh yeah.
all the things that we're used to doing at the tailgates that I just mentioned that we've been to. If we continue with that mold and continue with that atmosphere, this could be something that could be a little bit more permanent. James
Ooh.
Palmer, Leo, you better behave. Yes, I am one that definitely needs to watch myself. I will have Lolies with me. She will keep me in check. She will not allow me to put anything at risk. But yes, Gunslingers posse. If we do this right, we may be rewarded with more of this to come, as in the 2025 season, having a whole other experience to add on to what we already enjoy in the Gunslingers experience. So, definitely something, like I said, this is some information I got uh, talking to some people behind the scenes, and I wasn't told I couldn't divulge that, or I wasn't told I could divulge that, but I wasn't told I couldn't. And I
That's true.
actually, like I said, I actually think that it's beneficial
Right.
that everyone knows and understands that. Not that it needed to be said, but just in case.
Just in
Um,
case. Well, I also know people have been asking me if we can like grill or bring open flames. I did ask Jordan in April, and
mhm,
to make things easier, just because of time, because if we get there 2:30, and we're going to be coming in around 5:30, that really doesn't give a whole lot of time for grilling. So I suggested definitely bring your tent, definitely bring chairs, bring water, bring anything that you like to drink, alcohol or non-alcoholic. Definitely, if you have fans, bring fans, but and bring
yes.
snacks, because I do know they are going to be supplying some food samples, right? But everyone's hunger is different and everyone's drinking is different. So I would say no to the open flames, no to the grills, yes to bringing snacks, yes to bringing drinks, yes to bringing water, yes to bring in a tent, fans, anything to keep you cool. Definitely ice, and bring your power to celebrate and be friendly and get along with everybody. I think we do that anyway, but I think this is just going to give us a way to come together more as a family, almost like a
Mhm.
farewell tailgate.
Yes.
I'm bringing
100%
shots. I'm bringing like
agreed.
100 shots right here.
Nice. I got to
Bang,
find you,
bang,
RC.
bang,
I got
bang.
to
Get
find
it?
you,
Bang,
RC.
bang. Shots. Shot, shot,
Oh,
shot,
those
shot.
kind of shots. Yeah.
Oh, yes, those kind of
So
shots.
I will definitely be looking for you, and I know Loli's will as well. Um, hey, look at this. Steven Flores just got on Facebook, and I was like, I noticed this guy. What's up, Uncle Leo? That is my nephew, Steven. How you doing, Steven? Good to see
Hi,
you.
Freeman.
We are
Hi, Mark.
we are talking about the upcoming tailgate, which will be the first and last of the season. But it's like I said, it's going to be kind of a dress rehearsal. But we're gotten a little bit ahead of ourselves. That was probably my fault for bringing it up. We're talking about next week when we need to talk about this week. And first, there's some lots of other things that we want to talk about for next week here coming up shortly. James Palmer, you mentioned something earlier in the comments. I did not miss that, but I don't want to talk about that just yet. So we will get to those threads that you are talking about. But yeah, so rewind a little bit and we'll go back to this week. We had a game.
We did.
About, yes. How can you talk about this past week's game and not talk about this from James Palmer? How about that catch? Okay, look, I know at the end of the segment, we have everybody's favorite thing, the bullseye and the bull spit segment. I don't know how anybody's bullseye cannot be that phenomenal catch by Naquan Murray.
That's right.
The level of athleticism displayed, the level of concentration. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how you haven't seen it yet and be watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. But if you haven't seen it, Naquan Murray in the end zone reaches back behind him with his right hand and one hands the ball in the end zone, which is thrown, in the air because it was a high ball. He jumps up, one hands that, and as he's going down, a defender makes contact with him, brings him to the ground. He manages to squeeze the nub of the tip of that ball as he's going down, twists his body, and everybody assumed the ball hit the ground and he lost possession of it because 99.99999% of people, athletes, professionals, doesn't matter what level, would have lost possession of that ball at that point. Naquan Murray, though, reaches out with his left hand, scoops underneath it, and regains control as it comes out of the tippy tips of his right hand and is able to scoop it up before it hits the turf, gets both hands on it, and we all knew immediately, Gunslingers posse, we knew that's a touchdown. The refs, those Foot Locker guys, I don't know what they're doing. They were looking at their shoes, thinking about what they were going to sell after the game or the next day. But yeah, they called that incomplete. They made the assumption that the ball hit the ground. He didn't maintain possession. He has to maintain possession through the catch and through the ground. They came out and gave this whole explanation on why it wasn't a catch. And everybody at that watch party, everybody who's watching that game is going, what are you talking about? Mission's highlighter. Yeah, like he says, I thought they were going to screw us and say incomplete even with the challenge. It felt like that's what they were going to do. It felt like that's where we were headed. But they looked at the review, and by that time, even the broadcasters for that Tucson broadcast, even they were like, I think this is going to be a touchdown. I think this is going to be ruled a completion. And sure enough, the refs, give them credit, they got it right. They saw that.
Finally.
Yeah. Phenomenal catch. Mark Yamaguchi saying it was a Monday night highlights catch of the year type of catch. Absolutely. It should have been on ESPN. It should have been on like top 10 plays of the week. I don't know how that play isn't just all over sports shows on TV right through the whole week.
I thought it was more of like a Spidey skill kind of catch. Like you had to have Spider-Man skills in order to catch that ball. So I'm glad we have Spider-Man on our team. That's all I got to say.
Some kind of superpower, some kind of like, I don't know, in the old days, maybe with some stickum or something like that. But we know Naquan Murray. Heck of an athlete, tremendous football player and receiver, always plays hard. And as James Palmer said, he had that stickum. Oh man, did he? I don't know how he made that catch, but he makes that catch. Has to be the catch of the year.
For sure.
Michael Benjamin Sr., the amazing Spider-Man. It was definitely, super power worthy. Something happening there. Stickum Murray. That's his new nickname.
I'll go for that. Stickum Murray.
Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal play. But it was even more so, and I'll tell you why. Because the San Antonio Gunslingers were dominating the game up until the end of the third quarter. For
I
those of you
know.
that weren't keeping tabs or weren't watching at the time or just catching up now, end of first quarter was 14-0 Gunslingers, and it felt
Yeah.
like it should have been worse. And then it was 28-14 at the half. Gunslingers were just having their way with the Sugar Skulls. At the end of the third, it was, what was it, 42-23, I think. I mean,
Yeah. And then something happened. It just changed.
game should be out of hand at that point, right? Like, I think maybe the Gunslingers kind of fell asleep a little bit,
Or
got a
took their
little
foot off the gas.
relaxed, took their foot off the gas, something, because then the Tucson came back and started making it interesting. They scored 20 points in the fourth quarter alone.
Crazy numbers.
And then they had a part of that 20, they had a onside kick that I thought was questionable. I thought they might have double touched it, but yeah, it's
Who are we to
bygones to
say?
bygones. What yeah. Um and the momentum was all on the Sugar Skulls side at that point. And Gunslinger fans, people at the watch party, we were concerned. We were worried. To that point, we were kind of like, no, ho hum. It's like, some of us, I know, like, a comment was made like, this is not the game to bring new perspective Gunslinger fans to, because it wasn't the most exciting of games because of how one sided it was, and because of, honestly, some of the officiating and those discussions that they have where they had to go and review and the challenges, and it seemed to drag on. But then that fourth quarter, and then it was not because of the dragging on that we were worried. It was more like,
What happened?
when are we gonna take control of this
Wake
situation
up, people.
again?
Wake up, gunslingers.
But with that possession, that just swung the momentum back over. That kind of stopped the bleeding. That was the Gunslinger's sole score of the fourth quarter, and you could feel that kind of like, that was the dagger.
Right.
That's what put the Sugar Skulls away, and ended up being or causing the final result of that game, and San Antonio winning 49-43,
Right.
only a 6-point difference on a game that really, up until the fourth quarter, they dominated.
Right.
And had it not been for that tremendous Naquan Murray catch, that
It would have been a different game. Could have been a different game.
who knows what would have happened. Like Jay Washington says here, we let them get that onside kick, and that switched momentum. Absolutely, momentum was all on the Tucson Sugar Skulls side by that time, and they scored after recovering that onside kick, and I believe it was the possession after that Naquan Murray makes that miraculous catch and sealed the fate of the game. Ralph Judkins chiming in. We all know and love Ralph. He's
Hi, Ralph.
the other half of our podcast brother, Philip Higginbotham, is Ralph Judkins, handle the play-by-play broadcast for the San Antonio Gunslingers. Excellent broadcast, by the way, I should say, Ralph.
And Brandon.
Yep. And he does Branded, the coaches show, which I think Lolis and I are maybe attending tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. But I digress. Ralph says it turned out to be the final score leading for us and our biggest lead over anyone at any point this season. Yes.
I totally agree.
There's no way to talk about that game and not talk about that catch. That catch defined that game, and really, I think should be something that should be out there. The IFL needs to push that and put that out there, because I think more people, more sports fans, need to know and understand the level of talent in this league, in the IFL, because these guys are, they're very, very good athletes and football players. We have several former NFL players in the IFL, several players that are trying to get back into the NFL, UFL. It's indoor football at its highest level, and not a lot of people understand or appreciate what that means. and Nyquan Murray put all of that in kind of encapsulated that in one moment, because that play right there at any level by any player in any game, fantastic and amazing.
It should have gone viral. It should have been on all social media. It should have been one of the marketing tools for this league. And why it wasn't is beyond me, because that catch alone can attract a lot of fans.
Well, it's not too late. That's why I'm saying I hope the IFL pushes that, because the league is the one that should be pushing this the most, because that will definitely get some more eyes and some more viewership for the league and for these games, and help boost the league a little bit. So hopefully someone is working on that. I would love to see that on one of the major networks sporting shows. Michael Benjamin Sr. asking, is that play on YouTube? Yes, it is. Yes, sir. You can go on YouTube, search for San Antonio Gunslingers. You will find their channel, and it is posted. I believe it was just posted earlier this evening.
Awesome.
Or you can go to the San Antonio Gunslingers Facebook page, the San Antonio Gunslingers fan page, Facebook page, and there are multiple posts about it where you can see the video.
And that's
Absolute
where you
great catch.
That's where you, as the fans, need to share it. Share it to all of your social groups. If you have any football fans or tailgating fans, share it, because that's the only way it's going to get out there. Not necessarily by us talking about it. You have to stand up and do something, and you need to share it. And you can tag Smoking Guns. You can tag any of your favorite players, whatever you can, because we need to help get that word out there. Because that was an amazing catch.
Absolutely. So that's it for this past week. We had the watch party. There were a lot of fans there. We had a good time. We were loud, we were rowdy, we had the cowbells. I got to sit with Greg and Kim Nelson.
Oh, sweet friends.
Yeah, and Greg's dad, and we sat at the table together, and Greg, the Nelsons brought out the flags, that amazing American flag with the Gunslinger logo on the front, which by the way, those were the flags that were being given away at the last home game, and they were still asking towards the end of that game, bring in your little ticket stubs so you can receive your free flag. I hope all those went home with somebody.
I hope so
really
too.
hope the Gunslingers didn't end up having to keep some of those and do I don't know what with them, because
I'm sure they're going to save them to pass them out for another event.
Those flags are amazing. They're
awesome.
Sick. They are really cool. And if you're a fan, hopefully you got one. I don't know how there were still some, where they were practically announcing on the overhead on the speakers, hey, we still have flags here at the table. I don't know how. Great flag. So if there's still some of those, they'll be available in the near future.
And the tailgate.
Yeah. Loli says, shout out to Dos Equis. Yes, Dos Equis, one of the sponsors for our San Antonio Gunslingers. They were in attendance at the watch party.
Nice.
There were some young ladies there from Dos Equis, and they were handing out free beer. Who doesn't like free beer? Free Dos Equis.
And how come you didn't call me, Leo? Leo, how come you didn't call me?
Buckets of Dos Equis going to each table. Yeah, I mean, who couldn't appreciate that? For sure.
I missed that one.
James Palmer chiming in. I believe all flags are gone. He would know because he helps a lot with the merchandising and helps back their volunteers. And then he follows that up with, I do think more were ordered. So
awesome.
Perfect. They will be available. Ralph Judkins in the comment, and I'll show this up for people viewing. He posted a link to that YouTube video. If you have not seen the catch, you can go and see that there. Missions Highlighter wondering if that catch made the local newscast. I don't know. I would certainly hope the local news would cover that and put that. I know the Gunslingers have gotten some play on the local TV stations, I believe, especially Channel 12, but they need a lot more. So hopefully that play was put on there. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
I'm going to send a message out to Mary Rominger just in case if she needs a copy of it or she needs to see it, because, we also have to make our connections with our friends, which includes Mary Rominger from KSAT 12.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't hurt to
Doesn't hurt.
talk to people and say, hey, you need to look at this, and you probably should put this out there so the San Antonio general public can see this and see what they're missing if they're not at the Freeman Coliseum this Saturday
That's
on
right.
July 20th. Uh, Missions highlighter, a great suggestion. We need Gunslingers Texas flags maybe next year. I know Jordan he chimes in on these shows or he watches them at a later time. So Jordan, there you go.
There's
You
an
have that.
idea.
I think that's a great one. And I think that's probably something we probably will see as much as we have in our organization, the San Antonio Gunslingers and the ownership. There definitely is a lot of state pride there, Texas pride. So I would be very,
For sure.
very surprised if that's not something that's already been discussed. More great ideas from fans, by the way, that we will be talking about here in just a minute. First off, before we get to the coming weekend, there was an event that happened just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
RC, that once again we kind of played a small part in.
Small part.
Um, just a little
A
bit
tad.
like we like to do. Um, what did you see on the social medias about the event yesterday? Tell the people about it.
Well, I know that there was a football camp, and we were very blessed and honored as a podcast to be able to sponsor two athletes to go to attend that. And what I truly enjoy about this ownership and this league and this team is that they give the opportunity to males and females, to boys and girls. So girls had the stick shooter camp, and now we're also providing an opportunity for football players, for males to come. And that you don't see that very often. It's either one or the other. Rarely is it both. And that's what I'm really blessed to be part of. I saw lots of happy faces, a lot of interaction, one on one with the coaches, one on one with the players. So to me, just from the pictures, that's an event, that's an experience that those kids are going to think about for a long, long time. And they were able to interact with local male role models in the field of football, and not only to the game of football, but also to the community, giving back to the community. So I've said it like I feel like I have to rewind over and over and over. It's the same message. The gunslingers here are to give back to the community. And why that stadium is not packed every single game is beyond me. So I'm challenging everybody out there to invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite your coworkers. This last game, let's show the team, let's show the league, let's show all those hardworking people who have put on week after week an amazing entertainment that we are thankful. And so that's my challenge out to you. Everyone should at least bring at least 2 to 3 people to that game this Saturday, tailgating and for the game. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. The San Antonio Gunslingers are, making an effort to reach out to the community and become more involved and do lots of great things like this. And they don't take it lightly. They put just as much effort and planning into these things as they do into game night.
True.
They don't kind of put this as an aside or a, oh, by the way, and then just like put, you know, interns in charge of it, and they're out there handling these kids. No, head coach Tominas was out there
Yep.
with these kids. They had 2 age groups. They wanted to make sure that the age groups were grouped according to their
Their skill
skill
level.
level,
Mhm.
and they could participate in the drills and kind of not some be left out from the others or feel left out or feel overwhelmed. So there's planning that went into this. They had 2 age groups, one 6 to 10 and the other 11 to 17. They did them separately. um, And there were players there, coaches, head coach Tamanas, like I said. There were 6 shooters there. Robert Seco was there as always, taking
Always love
video
him.
and sharing that and the pictures. And you're right, lots and lots
Sponsors.
of smiling faces. Sponsors were there. There were games for the kids outside of the drills that they were running. And as people have already mentioned, you had Mission's highlighter. Camp jerseys were very nice, what the kids wore for camp. Absolutely. If you go and look at those pictures and the jerseys that these kids that the kids had on, those things were
Top notch.
awesome. I'm sure they were more than happy to receive those and take those home with them.
Hmm.
Yeah, so much goes into these events, planning, and they truly care and want these kids to have a good experience. They want them to enjoy themselves first and foremost, have fun, but also learn something and appreciate the Gunslingers. Obviously, they want their parents to come away with a good experience and tell others about it so that each year it could just progressively get bigger and bigger. Another amazing event. And as RC said, the Smoking Guns podcast was happy to once again sponsor two kids for the camp. But we have to give some credit where credit is due, because
Absolutely.
our friend of the show, follower Jason Wood, was the benefactor who donated very, very kindly
And
$100 of his own
generously.
money, very generously, to sponsor one kid on his own. So we were able to sponsor not just one, but 2 kids for that camp. And everything I've heard is that it went amazingly. I think there's an idea being floated around here. I'm going to pop this up. Hey, it'd be crazy if they had camps for grown-ups. Can y'all imagine that? Going to be a lot of bodies on the ground. Yes, I agree. I agree it would be fun. And I agree my body would be on the ground probably after like the first drill.
I've always said that I wanted to do the cheerleading camp, but it was that two piece that always throws me. So if they can get over that, I would love to be part of. I don't know if they would call them the 6 shooters, maybe something else a little bit slower, but maybe a pellet gun. I'm okay with that. Something just not as fierce as the 6 shooters, and I would join that camp.
Yeah, for sure. It would be definitely fun. As Mark Yamaguchi, uh, missions highlighter, make sure we have EMS standing by for that. We would definitely need James Palmer bodies by drowning pool. Those bodies going to be let the bodies hit the floor. I would be the first one. I would definitely want to be there. I would probably, participate, and then I would regret it like 5 minutes into it.
I think it would be a great idea if we could do this as a fundraiser to give back to the community. I think lots of adults would come and just say, for fun, we're going to do a little, sort of like a scrimmage game, and $25 to participate, and all of that money goes back to the charity.
I think that's an excellent idea. Maybe something to consider for next year. Gunslingers posse and Gunslingers organization. As you're hearing this, maybe something as a fundraiser where adults could come in and participate and go through drills with players and coaches. I think that's an excellent idea. I think that would be tons of fun, and you'd have a great turnout and a good time. And then you could take those proceeds and go to a good cause. Gunslingers fans are just full of great ideas. I have another one that we're going to get to that I've been talking about already. As we progress, we do need to mention a little bit more about the game coming this weekend on Saturday, July 20th. We've already talked about the tailgating. Prior to that, we've already, put out there the specifics as far as the times. The times posted are 2 to 5:30 for that tailgating. I happen to know there's going to be people there setting up a little earlier than 2.
For
I don't
sure.
know if you can actually gain access at that time, but I do know that spots are limited because of space. They're already going to be taking up space for the food trucks, the merchandise,
Right.
the drinks, the sponsors that are going to be there, the games. They're going to be taking up some of that limited space for all the fun stuff and the things that are going to be there for us to partake and participate in and have fun with. leaving just a handful of spots for first come, first serve tailgating. So if you want to tailgate and you plan to tailgate, the hours there are from 2 to 5:30. I strongly recommend being there closer to that 2 o'clock time than, say, maybe thinking you're going to get there at 4, say,
No,
and
it's not,
think you
not
may
gonna
be
happen.
able to get a spot and pop up a tent and pop open a cold beer and sit on a chair. There's probably not going to be spaces available if you wait till that late. As hot as it's going to be, San Antonio does love its tailgating. They love the
That's
tailgating
true.
scene, and I think those spots are going to fill fast. Don't quote me, but I think the number of open spots as we go, and some of those are maybe spoken for. I don't know. It's less. It's definitely under 20.
Oh my, okay.
Just so you know, it's definitely under 20. The number that I was told, but I don't know if that was an estimation. So I'm not going to give that number because I don't know if that's an exact number or it was just an estimation. But it was under 20. I'll say that much.
And I'll do my part. I'll park in the back and I'll walk a little more, just so that's one less space that I want to take up, because I want you to get there early. I want you to participate in the tailgate. So I don't mind walking a little bit further. I'll do that because I want you to have a good time at this last tailgate.
Yeah. Now I don't want to discourage people. If you're listening to this
Come.
and you're thinking, oh, only 20 spots, yeah, I'm not even going to bother with it. Don't do that. Do
Nope,
not do that. Come out, bring your stuff, bring your gear, show up early if you can. And if you can't, get there. And who knows, you might get lucky, or at least bring a chair so you can join somebody
for
else over
sure.
there and sit out. Because, like I said earlier, this is a dress rehearsal, people. And if we want to have more opportunities and have a larger area, maybe even the parking lot that's a front, the actual parking space area, than just the one that's out on the side. I don't know if that's being considered, but maybe it is. But if we want this to be an ongoing thing and be able to enjoy tailgating for a full season, and let that become part of this experience, then we need to
Show
show
up.
out this time. We need to show up and show that it's worthwhile and that we can do it and handle it and have fun and do it responsibly. So please don't be
Carpool.
discouraged.
Yeah, carpool. So you have 4 or 5 people in the car. Instead of taking up 2, 3 spaces, now you're only taking up one space, but you still have the same amount of people. So don't get discouraged. Be creative. Find a way to bring as many people in that car so you can truly enjoy and have the tailgate experience.
Another excellent idea. You're full of great ideas today, RC. I'm not just today, but always. But yeah, that's we're on a roll here on the Smoking
Woo!
Guns podcast. Um, so again, yeah, this weekend, 6 o'clock kickoff, tailgating prior to that. It's going to be lots of fun. But then when it's time to go into the Freeman Coliseum and watch this game, we need to be aware of a couple of things. One, we already know it's Outlaw Night. That is the theme for this final game of the season for our San Antonio Gunslingers. They have announced that the first, I believe, 1,000 fans will receive a bandana, which I've seen a
Woo!
picture out there. There's been a teaser put out there. So if you haven't seen it, go look for it. It is
Looks
freaking
sweet.
cool.
So hot.
Yes. Red bandana with black, or was it black with red? Black with red. Another great design from Jordan Stubing, James Palmer. They are fire. Yes, they
They're
are.
hot.
I
They're hot.
definitely need to get my hands on one of those bandanas. I'm gonna make sure I get there early so I can try and do that. But yes, very, very cool. There is also going to be another themed jersey for the Outlaws theme. Again, black with red. I have seen an image for it. I have not been told that I can share that, so I'm not going to share that. I don't want to have a little whoopsie here on the show in case
Whoopsie.
that's not supposed to be made public yet. But I'll tell you this: as much as those bandanas are fire, the jerseys are smoking hot too. Like, if you like that bandana, you're gonna love the jersey. Another great jersey that I'm just gonna have to add to my collection in my closet. I don't know where I'm gonna. I don't know where I'm gonna get the funds for this. I just keep having to just come out with more and more money. Missions highlighter saying, "Come on." Yes, another reason to get some more Gunslingers merch for your all's closets. Trust me, a very cool looking jersey, and that's not the only surprise. Again,
Ooh.
I don't know if this is uh, something that has been shown publicly. James Palmer certainly knows about it. Player uniforms are amazing. Yes,
Ooh.
I was told that I could tease it. I just
There
wasn't.
you
I was
go.
told not to show it. Um,
Okay.
so the players will be wearing an alternative uniform for this game for the Outlaw themes, and they are sick. They are really cool looking. We're going to be supporting our team, and they're going to be
Top notch.
yeah, they're going to be sporting some pretty slick threads. Uh Pretty different than what we're used to seeing, the red, white, and blue out there. I'll just say this is kind of like on the dark side of the, I mean, it's the Outlaw. It's
That's
not the
right.
Marshal. It's not the Marshal. So typically you think, you know, that well the good guy, the Marshal or the Sheriff, he's with the white hat, they're in white, but the Outlaws, those are the guys with the black coats and the black
Think of
hats with the
Zorro.
black bandanas. Cody Brooks throwing his guess out there black. Um yeah, they're
Almost like the
pretty
Black
slick.
Knight.
Yeah, take the Gunslingers theme and
Run with
darken
it.
that up, run with it, and black it out. And yeah, you want to see this. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see it on the field. I can't wait to see the fans' reactions. It's definitely going to be a great moment. Hopefully, we're going to get a win. I think we are going to get a win, RC.
Oh,
I
this is a
mean,
W for sure. A
yeah,
W.
the Gunslingers they're on a 2-game winning streak. Um, they're going to end the season winning 3 in a row. We're definitely going to end up over 500 for the season. The
Hmm.
100% the best team in the IFL that didn't make the playoffs. If we were in the other conference, the Gunslingers would be, you know, going to the dance. Unfortunately, that's not how things worked out. So we are eliminated. We're not going to be in the playoffs, but we can still play spoiler. We can still play spoiler this week by beating the Rattlers, because as it stands right now, Rattlers are 10-5 in our conference, and our logo buddies, the Northern Arizona Wranglers, are right behind them in 9-6, and they play Duke City this weekend. So we all know Duke City. We've played them already a couple
Hmm.
times this season. And I have to say, I think that's a win for the Arizona Wranglers. So if we can take care of business and play spoilers and beat those Arizona Rattlers, that would end them up in a tie. They split their season games 1-1. So what the tiebreaker is, I don't know. I'm not. I don't know for sure. I'm assuming because the standings definitely show that that final spot is still up for grabs. So I don't think it's head-to-head scoring, or else the Rattlers would already be in because they won their game more by more points than what the Northern Arizona won the game that they won. So that
Hmm.
can't be the deciding factor. Otherwise, Arizona would already be in because if they tied, Arizona has the tiebreaker. Um, so maybe it's points scored or conference record is the tiebreaker, says
Mm.
Jay.
Okay.
So with conference record, let's see, I have the schedule up here. Northern Arizona, look at that. 8-6. Arizona Rattlers 6-5. So the
It's a
Arizona
numbers game.
Wranglers definitely have the advantage there. So we could help our logo buddies, as we say, because everybody knows the Northern Arizona Wranglers stole our logo
They should be
and,
arrested.
and our colors. But that's okay. We want to help them out. We want to help them make the playoffs. Yeah, so if the Rattlers lose, they are out. Greg Nelson chiming in. I just mentioned you a little while ago, Greg,
Hi,
and the great
Kim.
time we
Hi,
had
Greg.
at the watch party. Yep, Kim and I will both be sporting the Outlaw jersey. Yes, I will too. It's going to be amazing. Missions highlighter with the tailgate. We're going to look toasted inside the Coliseum. Yeah, we're all going to be a little bit darker too for the
Right.
game.
But I will make this suggestion. Bring 2 shirts. One for tailgating, and then before you come in, go in the car and do a little switcheroo, costume
Yes,
change like you've seen here before. We've done costume change, and go into the Coliseum nice and cool, and save everybody because you know you're gonna be stinky. I'm gonna say it right
yes.
here. We know you're gonna be stinky. Bring some cologne. Bring some body spray. There's a tight squeeze up in there. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So bring an extra shirt and bring a little. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Your tailgating shirt is going to be as stinky.
As a
Yeah,
PU.
Lolis has me do that. She's like, take 2 shirts. I take 1 shirt. I'm a big guy. You put me in the sun, I'm gonna sweat, man. You
There
put me
you
out
go.
there in that South Texas heat, I am gonna sweat. It doesn't matter how many cold drinks you put in my hand. If I'm wearing shorts or a very breathable shirt like these jerseys are, it don't matter, man. You put me out there in that South Texas sun, I'm gonna sweat because I'm a big dude, and that's just what big dudes do. So and a lot of us are big dudes, so there's going to be a lot of that. So yes, very good advice. Another great idea from
Look at
RC. How
me.
about that?
That's why that light is above my head. All those ideas.
Yes, James Palmer saying, well, El Stinko. That wasn't the one that, but need to cut the heads off that snake. That's
Yes, for
exactly what the gunslingers are aiming to do. Cut the head off the Rattlers. Help our Northern Arizona Wranglers get into the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe they'll make some noise, and then they can be thankful to the gunslingers later. But hey, Rig Rockers joining us from
Hey,
Houston. What's
how
up,
are
y'all?
you?
How y'all doing? I know
We saw
they
you
had
at
a
the last game.
yes, they had a great time. He had a great time at the last Gunslingers game. I don't know if he's going to be. Oh, like there he says, I hope to see you Saturday night at the Gunslingers game. You will. We'll be there. We'll be there
Come
for the
tailgate.
tailgate. We'll be ready. There's going to be lots of surprises, lots of new things to enjoy and be excited about for this last final game of the season for our 2024 San Antonio Gunslingers. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Uh, we're almost wrapping up. There's just a couple things here I want to mention. Since we're talking about the fun stuff, I want to talk about that last idea. Uh, it's from another follow of the show, another great fan. He was actually at the game in Tucson.
Ooh.
Alex McSwain has a fantastic idea, and especially with some news that broke today about the
Ooh.
IFL. For those of you that haven't seen, Adidas and Game One has formed a partnership with the IFL. So
Yes.
starting next season, Adidas, Game One from Adidas, will be the official supplier of uniforms for every IFL team.
That's huge.
So that is huge. That is huge for the IFL. That's huge for the league. That's huge for all the teams. That's huge for everyone involved. I think it's great, but the downside to that is the Gunslingers being a fairly new organization and being their first year in the IFL, they invested lots of money in the uniforms this year, and they're not going to be able to wear them again. It was a
I'll buy them. I'll buy
one
a
and done
uniform.
season for those uniforms, one and done game for these outlaw uniforms that we're going to get to see on Saturday. Another reason to be at the game Saturday, because if you don't get to see them on Saturday, guess what? You ain't
Yeah.
ever going to see them again.
Oh my
You ain't
gosh.
ever going to see them again. So, got to be there Saturday to see what these look like, what these threads look like on the field, on our players in action. Because next year it's all Adidas in Game One on these uniforms. So what is the team going to do with these these uniforms that they had for this year that they obviously invested money in? Well, this is an idea from Alex McSwain that actually it wasn't even new. This has nothing to do with this breaking news, this Adidas thing, because he messaged the show days ago, like before the game on Saturday, and said, "Hey, you think the Gunslingers might be interested in doing a silent auction on the uniforms?" And I was
Ooh,
doubtful. I said, you know what, that's kind of a cool idea, but I'm knowing the money that was invested in these things, and also the fact because I've seen the nameplates on the back, and they use the Velcro nameplates so that they can reuse these in case players are no longer with the team. It's a sad thing that they do that, but it's also a financial thing. I mean, you gotta not cut corners, but you got to be smart about certain things so you can use your resources over and over again when you're a
logic.
new
It's logical.
organization like this. Yeah. So that on my, in my brain, I'm thinking, they're probably not getting rid of these uniforms because they had long-term plans for these things. Well, now they can't. They can't do it.
Mm,
So yeah, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with those uniforms? I think Alex's idea is actually a really viable and great
I love
suggestion,
it.
and maybe it's
Very
something they'll
creative.
consider, especially with a tailgate. It's like actually the perfect game because with the tailgate, people are going to be there early so they can have a merch table. They're going to have a merch table set up out there
Anyway,
already. So why not have a silent auction set up or some opportunity where fans can bid, and then throughout the game and at the end of the game, you find out whether you won the auction for these player jerseys or uniforms. Um, I think it's a
love it.
great idea. James
Love it.
Palmer saying they have a plan. Like I said, he's behind the scenes, especially when it comes to the merch. So we'll see what that plan is. Hopefully, the auction idea is something they're considering. We've already got people, Loli saying, "I'll take Kali's." Yeah, we're gonna have to probably bid pretty high there, Lolis, if we want to get that one. So we shall see. Rig Rockers. I take Lacoby Tucker's. I know that Lacoby Tucker has a lot of big fans. I'm sure Naquan Murray has a lot of big fans. I mean,
Yes.
we haven't even talked about Sam Castronova,
Oh my
DJ
gosh.
Myers. I
For
mean,
sure.
there's an opportunity where I'm sure a lot of fans would love to have some of these jerseys, and if they're not going to be able to be used again, um, then maybe that's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for the fans, and it's an opportunity for the team, the organization, to recoup a little bit of that investment that they put on these uniforms. We shall see. We shall see what happens. Loli's Yamas, it's okay. We don't have to eat out as much. Okay, yeah, I'll eat a bologna sandwich all week so I could get a Kali Rashad game
That's
jersey.
a game
Uh,
plan.
um, James Palmer, come to Matanga's tomorrow for the coaches show. That, as I said earlier, is on our list. Lolis and I will be going. We will be there. At least that's what we're planning, unless something else comes up. Um, and so we will be there. If they're going to make an official announcement, I can't wait. Jaden Palmer, Lolis Yambas, I'm a talk to Kali. Do what you got to do. Yeah, I'm Lolis and I are equally huge fans of Kali Rashad. And if there's opportunities there, then obviously we're gonna go for it. Um, Missions highlighter. We need a Smoking Guns presents at the branded show. Um, yeah, I mean we will be. I'll be
There.
there
There you go.
for sure. So and Lolis is gonna be there. She's part of the Smoking Guns crew. Um, I can't wait for that tomorrow. I really want to see what this is going to be announcement. I'm curious to see what that is. But I also really would like to hear Coach Tom Manas's words going into the final season. I know he had some really deep personal thoughts going into this past week
Right.
after we found out we wouldn't make it into the postseason. And I really have a lot of respect for Coach, and I'm curious to see what he's saying or what he's going to have to say in his show tomorrow. Chaz, hi, cousin Leo, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, mission highlight presence. I mean, not presents like we're gonna give away Smoking Guns presents, but the presence of the Smoking
Yes.
Guns at the show. Yes, we will be there. Rig Rockers, I'll be coming from Houston and want to time it to be there. Yes, so Rig Rockers. Game time is 6. Uh, Tailgate
Tailgate is from 2 to
2 to 5:30.
30.
There will be people there setting up before 2, so you may be able to get in um
Before.
and park or line up for a spot in the tailgating section. But I don't know at what time they're actually going to be allowing people. I would imagine that's what that 2 o'clock designation is for. But there's nothing saying you can't get there earlier, and I encourage people to get there early because, like I said, spots are limited.
But
Um,
just so when you say spots are limited, I don't want people to think you can park in a different lot and just walk over, but you're not going to be able to bring your chair and bring the tent and all that. They're still gonna have a lot of activities that you can participate in. But the slots are there right next to you would just have to walk a little bit further. So like I said, I don't want you to think, oh, I'm running late, I'm not gonna go. Come anyway, because you'll get there. You just have to walk a little bit further and not be in that same parking lot. That's all that means.
right. Um, well, I mean, RC, that is pretty much that hits all the points that we wanted to talk about
Mhm.
this week. We did say it was going to be an abbreviated show. We
It
don't
never
have,
is.
yeah, we don't have our podcast brother Philip Higginbotham with us. He has some work obligations. He does have power. It's not due to the storm or anything. He's doing well, and on that's he's beyond that. Jordan Stubing just chiming
Yeah,
in. Sup, guys, tuning in late.
that's
Jordan,
okay.
better.
You're busy
That's
last
fine.
week.
We appreciate you coming in. We have lots to say, lots of ideas. You need to go back and listen to some of them, all of them, because quite frankly, they were all good. So hopefully you get a chance um, to kind of go back and listen and go through some of those because there are some things that you may be very interested in. Um, anyhow, we'll get on to our final segment. Jordan Stubing, I'll rewind for sure. Anything I can answer now. I will give our viewership. We've got about 10 people with us right now. So I will give you guys an opportunity to ask a question if there is a question that Jordan can answer. Jordan, I did fill them in on the surprises that you told me I could kind of tease. No images were shared, but I made some promises that they will definitely like what they see.
Love,
Um,
love.
yeah, love. Yeah, love is the word. Enough to you need to bring some money. You need to bring some money with you because the theme jersey is yeah, it's you want it.
Amazing.
Previews coming soon, Jordan says on those. I
Cool.
know I saw something out there on the handkerchief. So if you saw the handkerchief, kind of take that theme and imagine it as a jersey, and you're kind of
Handkerchief or
getting
bandana? I think
bandana.
sounds
Bandana.
more fierce than handkerchief.
Bandana is the better word. You're 100% right. I will not argue with that, RC. Yeah. Jordan says previews coming soon. Jordan says I could show the fan jersey. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
I
And
think we
I
need
will
a drum roll. Do
show
we have
that.
sound effects?
No, it's gonna be a long drum roll. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, okay. So because I think Jordan, you texted that to me, right? You didn't Facebook that to me. So I will have to
Can we all
do
agree
this.
that the bullseye for this week is going to be the catch, the amazing catch, the one-handed Spidey catch? So if anybody wants to start chiming in on their Bulls fit, we can start taking some messages now. And I can start with my only sad Bulls fit is that this is the last game. Um, Even though we've had a wonderful season and all good things must come to an end, this is going to be our last game. It's like a double-edged sword. I'm very excited, super excited, but I am a little sad that it is going to be our last game. So let's end it with the bang, 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 but that would be my Bulls fit that I'm sad that the season's coming to an end. Anybody else want to chime in on their Bulls fit?
Well, there's some on here. Let's see. I saw here Bull spit from James Palmer is that it was the last game. So he agrees with you on that.
Okay.
And then the Rig Rockers agrees that catch of the year for all football.
Yes,
on that
bullseye.
Naquan Murray catch. That was definitely my bullseye. I will say
Everybody's bullseye.
Yeah, and I don't know why I am having problems.
Trouble?
Yeah, I've got the image saved now to my phone from the text message, and I've got to send it. Jordan, if you could just Facebook message me that picture, I will share it here because I'm having difficulties getting it from the text into Facebook so I can actually share it. So if you do have that available and you could send that real quick, then please do that. But in the meantime, I'm still working on this.
So in the meantime, I just wanted to say, if you guys have time tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time, I will be doing the podcast, the A-Team with RC. It's on the Fuel Sports Network. If you have Roku and Fire Stick, check us out tomorrow. We're going to be doing some interesting interviews with one of the new players here in San Antonio. He's actually trying out for the UFL, and we're going to follow his journey. And we're also going to have a mom to mom. So his name is Trey Kingsland, Kingsland, Trey Kingsland. And I met him about last week. And so we're going to help him to see his journey to trying out for the UFL. So check us out tomorrow. Fuel Network, A-Team with RC.
Yes, do that. We are part of the Fuel Network, and there are lots of great shows being presented, lots of great content on there, and the A-Team is one of those, so definitely check that out. And now I will go ahead and present. I will share the screen here.
Drum roll. I can only do it for so long. Wow, I love it. I love it.
That is the jersey for this weekend, the Outlaws special edition jersey that will be available for purchase at the game. And as Jordan said earlier, I'm certain I saw this comment earlier. Yes, the team will be rocking something similar.
I love the black.
So yeah, just kind of take that theme and imagine what that will look like on the players on the field, and yeah, you can see it's going to be epic.
And even though I love the red, white, and blue, I'm looking forward to this uniform. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. And sometimes we have to get a little dark, might as well do it for the last game.
Yep. Rig Rocker says, I will be getting one of those. Yes, me too. Lolies, they are fire. Rig Rockers, those are fire. Mark Yamaguchi, wicked. Yes, lots and lots of great comments coming in, deservedly so. Yet another amazing jersey. Jordan, thank you for your hard work that you put into these things.
You.
And
your creativity is amazing.
Giving us opportunities to rock these awesome jerseys. I can't wait. Missions highlighter, fire, fire, fire.
I can't wait to be an outlaw this Saturday.
Yes, it's going to be fun for sure. Jay Washington, Murray's catch is his bullseye. The bandana, excited for the final home game, unfortunately. Those are his bullseyes. Bull spit. Due to personal reasons, I won't be able to go to the final game. No.
What?
That just might be my bull spit.
Mine too. I gotta change cowbell.
It. Oh, that hurts.
I'm sad. We're sad.
That hurts, Jay, that we won't see you down there on the wall for the game. We'll be missing you for sure, but I understand things happen. We'll hold down the fort for you, and we look forward to seeing you at the first game in 2025. Jordan Stubing, thanks y'all. I couldn't keep making them if y'all didn't keep buying them. Laugh out loud. Well, I'm gonna keep buying them, Jordan. I'll tell you this. Lolis hasn't stopped me yet and hasn't tried to stop me. Well, not
Sort of.
earnestly. Not she hasn't put in a hard effort in trying to stop me. So yeah, James Palmer, does my cowbell need to be on the wall this game? If you could get it there, yes. I mean, we're gonna miss that big old cowbell of Jay for sure. Yeah, James echoes sad you won't be at the game. But we're looking forward to the game. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to the tailgate. We can't wait to watch our San Antonio Gunslingers dominate the Wranglers and rip their hearts out of their chests,
Cut
destroy
off
them,
the heads.
cut the head off the snake. We're looking forward to seeing that and seeing our 2024 Gunslingers go out with a bang bang, as we like to say. It's been a lot of fun this season. We're looking forward to seeing what's next. I'm hoping, not to put a damper or be a bummer here, but I'm really hoping that when the owners have their meeting after the championship game in the offseason, I really hope that they talk about that veteran rule, and I really hope that there are some considerations to modify that. If not, just do away with it altogether.
Right.
But at least modify it so that some of these guys can not be, they can be exempt from this thing, because kickers shouldn't be part of this rule. Quarterbacks shouldn't be part of this rule.
Number 5
guys,
should not be part of the rule.
Khalil Rashad definitely shouldn't be part of this rule. He should not be part of this rule. He's been with the organization for 4 years now. Next season will be 5. If we're allowed to keep him, or if we're able to keep him, it's a numbers game, but we shouldn't be subject to this numbers game
It's crazy.
because of a regulation by the league of how many veterans you can have. Guys should be grandfathered into their markets. They have team followers. They have, fans that come to the game specifically for some of these players.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. That is part of my stress. And that is my bull spit, because I'm going to go into this game happy, excited, cheering my heart out. But my heart is going to be a little sad because there's a part of me that knows this may be the last time I see number 5, Kali Rashad.
Don't say it. Hush your mouth. Don't say it. Just don't say it out. Don't put those words out in the world. In the universe. No.
Stupid freaking rule.
It has to do with numbers, and we hate numbers. We hate numbers, so we don't want that at all.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, yeah. He's got to be back next season. Jay, I agree. That's going to happen. He's good. He's going to be here, but just the thought that it's at risk, just the thought that there's a chance, and it could be because of some verbiage, some letters in the bylaws, in the rule book, on a page, a stupid, I don't even, what I think about that, but it's not going to happen.
Shame on you.
It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. No, but that was my bull spit. But now that's not my bull spit, because it's not going to happen. My bull spit is that giant cowbell of Jay Washington isn't going to be at the game this weekend, and now I know that. So, but that's okay, Jay. I'm not trying to make you feel bad about it. Bullseye, catch of the year, Naquan Murray, sensational play. One that's going to be talked about for a long time. Mass Man of San Antonio, really sad this Saturday is the final game and home game of the season until next season. So that's his bull spit. He had such a blast. He hopes Kali Rashad stays. He's a big part of the team. Kali Rashad, definitely a big part of any Gunslingers fan that's been around for a while. He's a big part of this for all of us.
Yes, he is.
We're looking forward to seeing him on Saturday. We're looking forward to seeing all you guys on Saturday. Jay Washington chiming in. Problem is that Sam is a veteran next season. Bull spit for the IFL. Yes, bull spit on your stupid rule that you need to change. You need to do something about that and recognize that there are just some guys that should not be subject to that little bit of legislation that you have in there for your
It's almost like an experience discrimination, right? Like age discrimination, experience discrimination. How can you do that? How can that be possible? If you can't discriminate against sex or age, why should you discriminate against experience? Boom.
Yep. I don't get it. It's stupid. It's stupid. I know our organization's ownership at the ownership meeting. I know that they are going to have some words on this. The fear is that we're the new kid on the block. We're the rookie team. So what we have to say may not carry as much weight as what some other teams have to say. So we're just going to have confidence, send prayers up, and not just Kali Rashad, but all of our gunslingers. We love you guys, and we hope you all have every opportunity to be back here next season representing the 210 because you guys have done it with such passion and heart
Grace.
and grace professionally this season. We can't wait to see you do it once more. But guys, we are proud of you. We are proud of the job that you have done representing this great city of San Antonio, representing this fan base. There ought to be more of us to show you that, but there will be. But we need these guys to stick around so our numbers can grow. So hopefully something is done. That's all I'm going to say about that. I kind of wish I didn't bring it up, but I mean, when I thought about the hardest thing this week, the bull spit, it was, I had a conversation about it with some people in the back and behind the scenes, and it was definitely the lowest moment of the week for me, just kind of thinking about this and the realization of what this next week can be for us. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It better not be something I remember in a bad way. And I'm not talking about the result of the game. I definitely want to win the game, but it could be even worse. But it won't be. I'm stopping. That's it. That's enough of that. We are the Smoking Guns Podcast. We are a podcast that covers professional football in the city of San Antonio. We love San Antonio. We love our fans, our football fans. We love this fan base. We love our San Antonio Gunslingers. We love our San Antonio Brahmas. We love all professional football that represents the people of San Antonio proudly and well.
And the six shooters.
And the six shooters, they represent us. Man, do they represent us well. I can't say enough about them. Whether you're in Frisco or Arizona, Massachusetts, San Diego, all over the country. We got this IFA coming up, whether you're in Mexico, Guadalajara, doesn't matter. When it comes to professional football, the 210 has something to say.
Bang, bang.
And I got something to say, IFL. Change the freaking rule.
There you go.
All right. That's
really,
it.
Tell us how you feel. Be honest. Tell us how you feel.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. I forgot to go through the spiel of all the great people that make this work and make this happen. You know who you are. We are grateful.
Yes.
Without you, we could not do what we do. Our very generous patrons, I will say their names now. We have Alfred Rodriguez, Emissions Highlighter, Jay Washington, James Palmer, James Stubing, Kim and Greg Nelson, Mo and Iris Ferrante, Texas Pete. You guys are awesome. We love you. Thank you for helping us to do this labor of love. It is a labor of love. We love to see our guys succeed. And succeeding doesn't always mean the W on the field. We love the W on the field, but we also love to see what these organizations are doing and how they build this community. And that's what it's about, is this community and unity. There's so much division around us in society right now. There's so much hate and things that just make us not agree and not appreciate where we are and who we're with. And the Smoking Guns podcast is proud to be a part of something that doesn't do that. That is promotes unity in the fan base and in the community, and great people that put their heart and souls into what they do. That makes all of this happen. So thank you guys. Thank you all for
Thank you
watching.
so much.
Thank you for following, and thank you guys that are working on these organizations, San Antonio Gunslingers, the Brahmas, all you fans, Gunslingers Posse, Brahma Nation. Thank you guys. We love you all, and we will be back next week to wrap up the last game of the season. Have a good
We
night.
love you. Have a good night. Have a blessed one. Keep your heads up. See you on Saturday.